Give you some tips in this video on how to protect your gains in the gym so that when you're doing yard work and things around the house on the weekend, you don't blow your recovery. When you're working, you need to have some RIR, some reps in reserve with your yard work. You don't want to fucking blow your load on a Saturday and Sunday and try to go in the gym on Monday for chest day and now you tear a pec or something because you're tired, because you're dehydrated. Work is exhilarating. I love doing things around the yard. Check out my garden. This is amazing. Look at it. We've done pretty well this year, Sam.
Yeah.
Anyway, this video, the whole purpose of it is to give you some tips so that when you're doing yard work and things around the house on a weekend, you don't blow your recovery because we have goals, right? A lot of us want to get bigger, build muscle, get stronger, build our lifts, learn skills, do things athletic, and yard work is awesome as GPP, general physical preparation. It's good, like all around being a human. It can be fun and you can kind of impede your workouts. You can kind of like set yourself back. I've done that a lot and I've had to learn some tricks. So pretty cool, isn't it? Give you some tips in this video on how to protect your gains in the gym after a weekend of doing all sorts of fun work in the backyard. First, protect your knees. All right, you can get like let's go this way.
You have a whiteboard outside.
Yeah, I got a whiteboard out here because I'm gonna try to explain something. First, I want to get back to the previous tip. You want to protect your knees when and you don't have to get these weird knee pad things. I just like them because I don't need this everywhere. But I have bad knees and putting pressure on my tendons, my patellar tendons by kneeling on hard floor is not good for them. So you get like a ProFlex kneeling pad, which is worth every single penny. Those things are amazing for stretching. You can carry that around and work on hard ground with it, as well as a knee pad, so you're trying to protect your joints here. Now I'm gonna try to explain something in terms of how to dose your work so you don't blow your recovery. We're gonna do a little explanation here with easy, relatable example. If you're in the gym and you take a set to failure, let's say 10 reps, all right? What's going to happen the next set? You might be able to do like 9 or 8 reps, right? You can't do as many. That's usually what happens. Like 10, 8, and if it's pretty heavy weight, you might be able to do 7 or 6, and then after that, you're kind of stuck between 5 and 6, right? So this is when you're taking it to failure. You know what I mean? So when you're working, you don't want this to happen after a day of work, okay? Oops. Because if you work on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and you do 50,000 steps, it's going to kind of wear you out. It is literally work. Okay, so you want to be able to get the work done without doing so much work that it starts to interfere with your exercises in the gym, because that will put you here. It's not where you want to be. You do your max number of steps per day, like all day long, and then you're going to end up kind of in this territory. See what I'm saying? You're just going downhill. Going downhill with getting yard work done is going to make you go downhill in the gym. All right, got a little shade, you can see this a little bit better. You saw the previous example. If you take a set to failure, you just start to go downhill, your reps go less and less on the exercise, which is great if you're trying to build muscle. But if you're working and you're doing that, it's going to impede you building muscle. So let's say you did this in the gym. Instead of going to 10 reps, you went to 8. What happens after that? You probably do 8 again. What happens after that? You probably do 8 again. What happens after that? You probably do 8 again. It's usually what happens if you're like holding a couple reps in reserve. So what I want you to have in mind is when you're working, you need to have some RIR, some reps in reserve with your yard work. You don't want to fucking blow your load on a Saturday and Sunday and try to go in the gym on Monday for chest day and now you tear a pec or something because you're tired, because you're dehydrated, because look, I'm sweating like fucking balls out here, okay? So what I'm getting at is I sometimes use a step counter when I'm working outside and I cap it. I have a limit. So let's say 5,000 steps, because this is if you're moving a lot, you know what you're doing. Like when we moved warehouses, I got 50,000 steps a day for 3 days. I was fucked after that. Typically, if I'm just kind of like piddling or dawdling around the yard, I might get about 4,000 or 5,000 steps. I know from experience, based on logging these things, that I need to stay below that amount, because if I get super ambitious and go above that number, and then I blow my recovery again. RIR with your work. Hold back a bit. And here's another one. All right, you don't want to just keep working and working and working. You want to take your breaks and eat, even if you're not hungry. You want to sit down when you're tired to de-stress your lower back here and there, because if you're just on your feet the whole time, that's like never taking a rest set. You see what I'm saying? So you're trying to kind of pace yourself with your work. If your feet hurt, take off your shoes, roll the bottoms of your feet, take breaks. I just don't see enough people who are doing yard work take breaks. And if you want to actually survive the yard work and be able to go to the gym the next day or do productive work the next day, if it's a full weekend and you start on Saturday and you go on a Sunday, pace yourself. It's time to eat, Sam. Let's go this way. All right, we're gonna take a break. I'm gonna show you something I really like. I've got quite a lot of energy drinks in here. They're a lot of fun. I do like to take pre-workout before I do work because it's fun. And usually, if I'm doing a lot of work, it's usually in substitution of a workout for that day. But these are little sparkling electrolyte drinks. You wanna make sure that you keep your electrolytes up when you're doing a lot of sweaty work like this. Like, it is really hot out there, you know, and these are helpful, as well as I have the packets as well. These are really helpful. So make sure that you have a good electrolyte formula. I notice most of the athletes that I work with that are worth a fuck, they all use some sort of electrolyte powder. I think they all do. I can't think of a single one that we've collabed with in a long time that doesn't drink these type of things, whether it's liquid IV, this or another product. Eat food. All right, so I still have my normal meals when I'm doing yard work. So right now we have rice, and then meat, which in this case is, here we go,